Oh boy. I see a whole bunch of people in here already. How's it going, everybody? How's your Monday? Just getting prepared here. And then we will kick it off. Where's my notes? Jesse.
Hey-o.
What's going on?
Not too much. How's my sound? Sound okay?
Yeah, you sound fine. How do I sound?
You sound good.
Okay, good. Good. I didn't have a whole lot of stuff I had to reconnect, but I did have some equipment that I had to hook back up here, so make sure everything was operating properly.
A fully operational Death Star of podcasting.
All right. I'm not sure. Melanie might be busy, so I'm not sure if she'll be joining us right off. But let's go ahead and let's do some intro music. Maggie has arrived.
That means it's lunchtime.
Maggie's here. It's time for lunch. Which is a little weird, I guess, of a thing to say. Welcome to the Grawlix Lunchbox Live. It's Monday.
And it's live.
It's everybody's favorite day.
Yeah.
Boo. Maggie said.
Yep, for real.
Matt D is joining as well. Hello, Matt D. Hello, everybody else. We've got a lot of people chilling in here right from the get-go. I like it. It's almost like you're all waiting.
They were lying in wait.
Dank Diaries is joining. Hi, Dank Diaries.
Whoa.
Matt D asks, how are the great Grawlixers? I'm doing okay.
I got a little bit of a con hangover.
Do you? I feel a little bit better today. Despite waking up in the middle of the night with my bedroom light on, which is a little off-putting when you live by yourself.
Yeah, right.
I got like an hour more sleep than I did all weekend, so that's good. I'm glad.
Yeah, it's not for lack of sleep because I slept like the dead. Did you leave your light on and just happen to like pass out with it on, or is this like a ghost story?
Okay, so I don't. Well, see, that's the thing. I don't believe I left it on when I first went to bed. I think I woke up maybe to use the restroom. The restroom is I'm in a house. My bathroom.
Your public restroom that you have in your apartment.
My public restroom. Not everybody has public restroom in their apartments.
I mean, it's new, but
I have a feeling I woke up, did that for whatever reason, turned the light on, and then just went back to bed. I don't know. That's the only thing that makes sense because I'm pretty sure, even though I was pretty tired, you have to pay to use mine. Maggie says. Or Mal plus Sean Quido. Sorry. Okay. I got derailed by Maggie's new name.
Right, yeah.
So, where was I? Anyway, yeah. I don't think it was anything supernatural. Oh, Maggie, you have a new podcast?
Oh.
What's your podcast? What's it about? What you do? What you talk about?
We're just gonna have dead air until she answers. I'm gonna guess that it's about a cross between a man and a skeeto, so it's Sean Skeeto. Yeah, Maggie, call in. That would be great. I'm just gonna answer for Randy on that.
Oh yeah, you beat me to it. Hello.
Oh my gosh, it's awesome to actually get to talk to you.
Hey.
Oh, it's so great to hear you guys, and I'm now like a super fan of your podcast. Seriously.
Excellent.
I love it.
Awesome. So it's just easier for me to just kind of call it and tell you instead of trying to type it out. But
Yeah.
my husband, who is the Sean in Sean Quito, and I am going to be Mal. Those are going to be our little podcast radio handles. We're doing a podcast called Cellmates. Cell is spelled CEL, of course, because we are both huge animation junkies, and the podcast is going to be all about everything animation.
Oh,
That
cool.
sounds awesome.
Yeah, this weekend at Okamicon, there was a vendor who had a bunch of animation cells, and I was, they were like kind of around the corner from me, like slightly behind, but like on the other end, basically on the other side of the road that I'm in. It's confusing to try to explain, but anyways, they had a bunch of like cartoon animation cells from all sorts of different things, and
that is awesome.
and so I was like, oh God, if they have a Ram Man, I'm buying it today. I will have no willpower if that's the case. I was lucky enough that they were like, well, we might have some at the store, but we don't have any here. And I was like, you know what? You just did me a huge favor by not.
Yeah, you saved my wallet, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
you should have your A game on and always have Ram Man in stock, but thankfully you did not.
I have a small collection of cells. Most of my cells are that I've collected are from Studio Ghibli films.
Oh,
Ooh, nice.
Massive fan of them, so I have a few of those, and I love them so much. And we thought Cellmates was kind of a kitschy kind of name and funny, and so we're really looking forward to it. Our first episode is gonna be a live cast just like this, so that people can comment and talk to, possibly call in and stuff like that. And it's going to be on July 14th at 8 p.m.
sweet.
Awesome.
What time zone?
Eastern Standard Time. We are in the
Okay.
DC metro area, so
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
yeah, and it's going to be here on Castbox. So
I'm going to make a note of that because I would definitely want to check it out.
Yeah.
Actually, I will.
love it if you guys would. I mean, you guys talk about this kind of stuff all the time, and so I'm a huge fan, and it would be awesome if you guys listened and gave some feedback, because you do this, of course, more often than I have. This will be a start for me, but we love listening to podcasts. We're like, you know what, we should do it ourselves, and this is something we're both really, really interested in. And I've done freelance artwork myself and helped out on various animation projects, so it's just something that there's so much material to work with out there.
Oh, for sure. Just from a word. I'm sorry. I'm the post-con brain. Collector, from a collector's mindset. I'm curious because like with these cartoons that the Saturday morning cartoons, the after school cartoon blocks, they had like these long runs. With the Studio Ghibli, or Ghibli, or however you pronounce it, they basically did like feature films. And so I'm curious, like, in terms of how much that costs to track down cells. And I know it's so subjective. It's basically whatever somebody's selling it for.
Yes, they can get really expensive, especially if they're from projects where they're hard to come by. And Studio Ghibli, who they're worth a little bit more now, especially the ones I have, just because they're stamped with the Ghibli logo and that kind of stuff. And Studio Ghibli, after Miyazaki's initial retirement, Studio Ghibli is no longer Studio Ghibli. It's called Studio Ponuk.
Okay.
And so I know we're just a little bit more, not that I'm interested in selling and I don't really care. They could have come out of $1 from somewhere and I'd still love them. I collect them.
Yeah.
Just because I'm a massive fan. But my husband, for one of my birthdays, he got his hands on what is my most expensive one. It was from the Studio Ghibli film, My Neighbor Totoro.
Oh, yeah.
It was, I think he paid like $560 for it or something, which is a pretty penny. And I actually initially got kind of angry at him for it. I was like, what are you doing dropping this kind of money on a piece of cellophane, basically. But of course, he was just like, I thought you'd like it. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, I actually really do. So,
Yeah. Once the sticker shock wears off, it's like, oh, this is awesome. And yeah.
But you can, if you like to collect cells, there are and you know, if you have some, there are places to get them. You can look around. You can, find. I have found a couple really interesting ones on eBay for next to nothing, and it's, it makes you wonder if people know what they had or if they really just don't care. But otherwise, they're mine now, so.
Yeah. Well, I know that like a lot of people who like sell them, like this guy at Okamicon did. They basically like they would buy up, I don't know, like storage containers where these production companies just like auction off a whole like crate of them or something, and that's how they get them. But it's like a treasure hunt because you never know what kind. Like you can do a search on eBay and you can be like, okay, I'm looking for He-Man cells, and you'll find He-Man cells, and then you'll find cells that are like maybe half a He-Man because they only needed to animate him waving or something ridiculous. So it's like, I have He-Man's arm.
My what I absolutely love is the ones that say this is a cell and this is great, and then you end up getting a cell or looking at the actual cell and finding it as, yes, it's like a piece of scenery with like a tiny little piece of the foot or like a hand in it. It's like, well, technically it's a cell, but no, I mean, come on.
Yeah. It's like, and they put the painted background there just to sell the cell.
Exactly. Well, thank you guys so much, and really, really hope for you to join us. But mostly it's just really great to get to say hi, let you guys know I'm a big fan, and I'm so glad that I've had the opportunity as a three-legged Black Hawk piloting tiger to
Well, thank you for calling in. Tell them one more time the name of the podcast and when you're gonna do it again.
Yeah, no problem. So the podcast is called Cellmates. If you go onto the page with all of the live cast listed and the schedules and things like that for it, you'll see us right there. Our first live cast, and we're going to start out with live cast before we go over to a full podcast, but live casts are great. The first one is July 14th, which is on a Sunday, and it is at 8 p.m., and it'll be right here on Castbox.
Awesome. I'm super excited.
Well, good. Thank you. And if anybody, we actually have an email. It's thecellmatespodcast@gmail.com, and people can feel free to send us ideas about what they would like us to have episodes on, to have us discuss. We'll do everything from Marvel and Disney, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, old school anime, new anime, Funimation, Crunchyroll show, all that kind of stuff. Just, Hanna-Barbera, Looney Tunes, all of that kind of stuff. So if anybody's got any ideas or, would love to hear about something or, just feedback, it would be great. You guys can feel free to send it to that Gmail website. So,
well, my feedback right now is that you already checked like, I'd say a good 80% of my boxes right there with just the stuff you listed. So that's awesome.
Good to hear. Well, thank you guys so much, and I'm still sticking around. I'm just gonna let you guys go and keep talking. But thank you so much for letting me call in.
Yeah, of course, anytime.
All right. I just saw Matt said Wacky Racers. I actually have the full Wacky Racers DVD set, and yes, that will definitely deserve an episode.
Yes.
Awesome. Thanks, guys, so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye. That's
Man,
awesome.
Maggie just rocked the call in too. Like she's already a professional at this. It's clear.
I think she's already a better podcaster than we are.
Yeah, right?
For real, great presence. Yeah, no,
nailed that.
I'm super excited to hear her podcast. That's going to be awesome. I see Melanie had joined. I'm assuming she's getting prepared, but give us a call when you can, Melanie.
Yes, Jasper, that was Maggie.
Yeah, that was Maggie. No, I can't say that because Alvin's in here. We got several reoccurring listeners. I don't want to alienate anybody.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. How was the weekend for everybody? we hope you got some good sleep and had some fun.
And drank less Red Bull than we did.
Yes.
A little context, if you didn't hear, there was a Red Bull vendor at Okamicon, and they were coming around with free Red Bull, which was great the first time they came around. but at one point, my table mate Axton, everybody knows that he drinks like probably too much energy drink. So we had people that were like collecting them, and we had a bag of Red Bulls behind the table. And at one point I was like, hey, Grawlix crew, if you guys need more Red Bull, please. if we drink all of this, one of us might die.
Probably. Yeah, I think Saturday, I mean, I didn't have that many, but I think I overdid it Saturday. And Sunday, I didn't even see the Red Bull girls anywhere. And I was like, good. Stay away. I don't want any.
I had to have a little bit this morning just as like hair of the dog. Like a Bloody Mary on Sunday, just like, well, I got the Red Bull con hangover.
Now keep in mind, I do. Hey, here we go. Melanie.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello.
It's okay.
She's got the con hangover too.
Yeah. Yep, sounds like it.
So, there's anything good?
Maggie called in.
I did. Oh, I missed it. Sorry.
She's starting a podcast July 14th. I'm super excited. It's about animation. Somebody's got a phone call.
Hey, I love that bacon pancake scene from Adventure Time.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Axton's never even seen the show, but when he's like, I don't know why I get that stuck in my head. I only get it stuck in my head when I table with Jesse, and I've never seen the show.
Yeah.
Maggie says we will have an Adventure Time episode. I'm surprised Axton's never seen it. Like I don't watch too many kids cartoons after, I don't know, 2000 or something, but I have seen that one, and it's pretty cool.
That's why you've seen it, because it's so cool.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, it's Monday. Do we want to talk about box office stuff? Mr. B, great times. Hello to all. Hello to you.
Yeah. Hello.
Okay. Since it's Monday, movies came out over the weekend. Dank Diary says Godzilla. I did not see any movies over the weekend, of course. We were busy, and I guess later I don't know. I feel like at the convention this weekend, I didn't have a lot to say. So I don't know if I have much to say after the fact, but if we want to talk more about that later, we can. Dank Diaries loved it. Maggie says yesterday was wonderful. Yesterday is actually doing pretty good. That
sounded like one of the better movies on the list. Once we understood what it was, once Jasper schooled us on it.
Yeah. And it's one of the few like non-sequel original adult movies out. In fact, it might be like one of the only ones. But what is yesterday, Matt G asks. Well, it's a I'm assuming comedy drama. It's listed as comedy, directed by Danny Boyle, and it's something about like what the world forgot about the Beatles,
or the Beatles never happened, but he remembers the Beatles, so he starts like singing Beatles tunes and getting popular. And he starts out as I don't know. I've never seen it, so I don't know. I don't know for real, but.
Maggie says, man wakes up in a world that has forgotten the Beatles ever existed, so he claims their work as their own. Yeah.
There we go, yeah.
Dank Diaries had a 30-minute discussion at work about it. But yeah, it's doing very well. It's came up at it opened in the number 3 spot in the top 10. So let's go ahead. I'll go ahead and run through some of this box office report stuff. Let's see. Hollywood Reporter says that the 2019 revenue is down nearly 10% mid-year. This is not the most exciting stuff, but whatever. It's kind of an ongoing theme that we've been covering, the how well or not well the movie, the theater going is doing this year. Domestic revenue, this is, again, according to Hollywood Reporter, domestic revenue through June 30th is down an estimated 9.4% year over year, while ticket sales for the summer season are down 7.3%. The international box office provides Hollywood with much of the bottom line. Year to date, titles released on more than 1,000 screens in North America have earned approximately $13.4 billion worldwide, a 5% dip from the previous year. The big exception when discussing the downturn is the Disney empire. The studio, which now owns Fox, currently commands 40% of domestic market share. That unprecedented dominance could only grow in the coming weeks with the release of The Lion King, which is out July 19th, and the continued run of Toy Story 4. That's from Hollywood Reporter. I can't believe I read it that well. I barely flubbed. That's amazing. It's not going to happen again. So yeah, a whole bunch of stuff to basically say sales are generally down and Disney owns the world.
Man.
Or 40% of it at least.
40% of it, yeah, since they own Fox now. Yeah, no, that's a concern, and I'm surprised. I don't know. Some people kind of raised some issue with it, but I'm surprised we don't hear more talk of monopolies. But then again, the government doesn't seem to enforce the monopoly issue that much anymore.
I'm more of a Trivial Pursuit guy.
Yeah, I hate Monopoly.
Yeah.
It's so long and boring.
So many monocles and top hats. It's just not my style.
If you own half of the media, you're probably not going to have them report on it anyway.
That's a good point. Yes. All right. Continuing boring number talk. Avengers Endgame. It's looking like it won't top Avatar at the worldwide box office. This is according to Forbes. I don't have as much reading here to do, so don't worry. The much discussed and debated reissue of Avengers Endgame, which apparently, they did that this last weekend? I didn't even realize. Earned a perfectly okay $5.5 million over the weekend in North America. Its 10th weekend went up around 189% from last weekend's 1.9 million gross. Okay, so basically overseas, the re-release brought in 2.3 million, and that brings the total to 2.761 billion, which is just short of the 2.788 billion Avatar record. And industry analysts do not believe the re-release has enough, will be enough to pass the inflation-adjusted gross for Avatar. So I'm not I'm kind of surprised, but I'm not surprised at the same time because the natural reaction to this kind of thing, first of all, we didn't have very many favorable things to say about it because it smacks of we're just doing this because we want to beat a record. But also so the media does this thing where they're like, hey, here's what the end credit stuff was. They just release a news article so that you don't actually have to go and spend your money again to find out the one or two things that they changed, which they only did so that you'd come back. Well, and here's my big thing. It's still playing in the theaters. Like the article said, this is its 10th weekend. It was going to be in the theaters still, no matter what. It doesn't seem like a true re-release to me if you're still in the theaters.
Right.
You're not re-releasing it. You're just adding stuff to something that's currently already running in the theaters.
You can't stream it anywhere. You can't get not legally anyways, and you can't get your digital copy of it yet. So it's still in the theater, and nobody was going to, if you've already seen it and you still remember most of it, why would you be clamoring to go back again already? I mean, most people who are going to see it multiple times have already done that.
And I read some articles that it seems like they think that the new Spider-Man movie will give it a boost, and I'm sure it will. People see Spider-Man and be like, hey, I want to see Endgame again, or I didn't see Endgame but I watched Spider-Man for some reason. But it 10 weeks ago, it's only been out. It came out 10 weeks ago. That's too soon for a re-release, and I feel like that made and it is clearly they just wanted to break that record, which I personally don't mind. That's fine. But what's their game plan? I feel like whoever's idea it was really, I think they biffed it on releasing it while it's still in theaters.
Somebody had to get in front of the board and pitch this idea that, hey, we're going to re-release this thing that's not over yet.
Well, Disney usually sits on their movies. They're in their vault for like 25 years, so they don't really understand how the re-release works, I think.
That's true.
When they do it earlier. They're like, I don't know if it's not 25 years. Let's try like 2 weeks. I don't know.
It's kind of like, what if they re-released the original Aladdin coinciding at the same time as their new live-action Aladdin?
Yeah, kind of.
It's like, why would you do that to yourself?
Man, they should just re-release the original Aladdin.
Right. Just bump those numbers up.
That's how you do a re-release.
Audience of today experience it the way it was originally presented.
You know what? I think they need to reboot Endgame. Not the whole franchise, just Endgame. They need to remake it already.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Disney needs to work on its energy.
5 hours long with no intermission.
Maggie says the new Aladdin was disappointing to say the least. Yeah, I don't know. I probably will never watch it. Just because, I don't know.
Even when they hit Netflix, I mean, like, I think Beauty and the Beast, if it's not on there still, it was on there, and I don't care.
Real quick, I'll run down the top 10 just so we can get this behind us, because there are some very interesting news stories. For once, there are news stories that I think will appeal to some of us. The top 10 this weekend, box office numbers. This is in the U.S. Again, sorry for international listeners, but I've got the U.S. numbers here. Number 1, Toy Story 4 for the second weekend in a row. Not a big surprise. It's dominating. It's Pixar. They tend to do that. Number 2, this is a little surprising to me, although all these movies seem to do well. Annabelle Comes Home, which is a sequel to a spinoff. But it's a horror movie, so I support that. I like to see horror movies in the top 3, even if, they're not the best. Number 3 is Yesterday. That Annabelle and Yesterday both open this weekend, so those both open pretty strong. Yesterday, I think, performed way better than they were expecting. But then again, it's an original idea. It's not a sequel or a remake, so maybe people want to see something new.
And Beatles are bigger than Jesus, right?
Yeah, exactly. All right. Beyond that, we got number 4 spot is Aladdin, followed by The Secret Life of Pets 2, followed by Men in Black International. Avengers Endgame hit the number 7 spot. Child's Play is number 8. Hey, that's still in the top 10. I'm kind of amazed.
Huh.
Rocket Man, number 9, and John Wick Chapter 3 is in the 10th spot.
That's hanging in there too.
Yeah, it is. That one doesn't totally surprise me. I feel like the John Wick movies are pretty popular.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And there's a lot of hype built around them. Or there was a lot of hype built around this third one.
So Keanu Reeves is all over the top 10 right now.
Maggie says, and no, you don't have to like the Beatles to enjoy Yesterday. I'm not a Beatles fan, and I loved it. Rocket Man was also very good. Matt D says the B-sharps are bigger than Jeebus. Okay, so... Oh, nope, I'm good. I thought I had something else to comment on one of those movies in the top 10. I do not. Let's get to the movie news, because this is
right.
Stuff that I think we're going to enjoy. First up, Bill and Ted Face the Music begins filming today.
Really?
Yeah. Alex Winters already posted a photo of the back of his shirt that says Wild Stallions on it.
Yeah, nice. I think that's where this news story came from. That's where movie news comes from now. Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah,
fact,
pretty much.
With the exception of one, I have 3 stories here. 2 of them came from Instagram or Twitter, essentially. Okay, so I don't have a whole lot of details on that, but I knew Jesse would be super excited.
Oh yeah. You get a cheap pop from me no matter what if it's Bill and Ted. Did I tell you guys the story about Bogus Journey and how I essentially was going to pout the entire family vacation if they didn't let me go to Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey?
No.
No.
Yeah, we went to Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey in Denver because that's where my family, that's where my dad's family was kind of based out of, and it was like I was just not going to shut up until I was going to get to see this movie, and so
This is back when it was originally released.
Yeah. Initial release of Bogus Journey, and I was like, "You're kidding me, right? You want me to go all weekend? I've gone several weeks without seeing it already, but you're going to expect me to go another weekend without seeing this just because we're in Denver? Nope. I want to go, and I want to go now."
Theaters.
They were my spirit animal, man. Like, yeah, Excellent Adventure was life changing.
That reminds me, I want to hit one of those questions. Maybe we'll set up the question, and if we don't get one of your optional questions you have down here.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, maybe we'll set that up after the news, because I think that's a good idea. Okay, so the next story I have. So Neil Blomkamp, who directed District 9, Chappie, Elysium, he's a visual effects guy, director. Generally, his movies are pretty good. Now, this isn't the new news, but he's making a sequel to the original RoboCop films, which I think I heard something of, but didn't realize it was connected to him. Maggie loves District 9. Yeah, District 9 was great.
Yeah, it was.
And Elysium, I don't know what's I thought it was okay. Something about it was disappointing, but there's definitely potential there. Maggie says anything with aliens is my jam. Okay, so Neil Blomkamp is making a sequel to the original RoboCop films titled RoboCop Returns. So this is not anything with the remake. This is, once again, we're seeing this happen where they reboot something and then that flops, and then they're like, you know what? Sequel to the original.
Yeah, go back to the well.
What was the other movie that just did that? Oh, Halloween.
Bill and Ted. No.
Bill and Ted was never rebooted.
Oh, yeah. No, Halloween. You're right.
Yeah, I was trying to remember what it was. Okay, yeah. No, people in the chat, Paul knows where this is going. So over the weekend, Neil Blomkamp was answering a couple impromptu questions on Twitter. And let's see. In response to a request for a status update on the film, he said, quote, "Script is being written, going well. Imagine watching Verhoeven do a follow-up film," end quote. But the big news here is that in response to a follow-up to that question, asking as to whether that meant the original RoboCop suit would return, Blomkamp said 1,000,000% original. So that's the big headline. The original RoboCop suit will appear in Neil Blomkamp's sequel.
Does that mean the actor?
Okay, so far they don't know. It's not known for sure. Old Peter Weller, Matt D asks, yeah. So far, it's looking like no, but they don't know for sure. They haven't cast him. They haven't cast who will play RoboCop, and Peter Weller's older, and I don't know. He seems like such a strange guy.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I don't know.
They can just CG his face. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, Matt D says CGI Peter. I mean, it's true. They could do that. They could CGI his face because they don't really need his body.
Well, and they only, most of the time, they just have to CG the bottom half of his face or make up whoever's actually in the suit.
And his voice. I think his voice, even though they do the RoboCop effect on his voice, you can still tell the person's voice because the guy in the third one, not Peter Weller, and you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
But he could do some voice acting. That'd be all right.
Be like Old Man Logan, but Old Man RoboCop.
Paul in the chat says was afraid they were going to modernize the suit like an Iron Man knockoff or something. I mean, I think the whole point of this sequel is, because they did the reboot where they updated the suit, made it slicker, it was black. I think the whole point is like, no. It's got to be kind of campy. It's got to be RoboCop.
Yeah,
Covert nerd. Hey, sorry, late to the party. It's all right. Fashionably late. Matt D. Hell, Disney owns everything. Have them animate it. Well, it's what? Like Lion King, where everything's CG, and they're like, it's the live action remake. Not really. Okay, so here is the news story that Melanie is going to flip over.
What is it?
I suspect.
Okay.
Okay, so this is from Hollywood Reporter.
Mm-hmm.
Quote, Netflix has signed what sources described as a massive financial deal with Warner Brothers Television to adapt the bestseller. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really going to bury the lead. To adapt the bestseller into a live-action TV series. Sorry. The bestseller in question here is Sandman.
Oh, really?
Sources note that it is the most expensive TV series that DC Entertainment has ever done. Netflix paid out a ton of money to get this.
You have to, or if they didn't, they would be. I mean, probably still won't be able to do it justice, but to even try, you're gonna have to spend a lot. It's magic. Yeah. I mean, it's magic, you know.
Well, Sandman TV show. From what I read, it sounds like okay. It's being produced by Warner Brothers TV. I find it interesting that it went to Netflix and not, I don't know, their DC Universe app, which who knows how long that's going to be around. But it's produced by Warner Brothers. It's going to be produced by Warner Brothers TV. Apparently, like this said, it's reportedly one of the most expensive TV series that DC's ever ever produced. And Netflix, separately of that, Netflix had to pay a ton of money to get it brought over to their service. So, I don't know. Let's see.
Did we ever read any Sandman on the show? Before the show, I mean?
I don't think we did.
And not for the show, we haven't.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Jesse in the chat says, hot take future prediction. Online petition to get it canceled from Amazon Prime. Yeah, no, I love that.
Someone will. Someone will be offended and they'll have it canceled from the wrong streaming service. Because that's what we do now.
So Alan Heinberg is set to write and serve as showrunner. He was involved in Wonder Woman, ABC's The Catch, and Grey's Anatomy. I'm not super familiar with the TV shows he's involved with, but it's okay. Neil Gaiman. Yes.
I like Neil Gaiman.
I know you do. It's Sandman. He will executive produce it alongside David Goyer. And at this point, Netflix and Warner Brothers have not commented on it, according to Hollywood Reporter, as the former deal has not yet closed. But
it's interesting because, like we've seen all these Neil Gaiman properties kind of hitting the scene lately. Like, what is Lucifer's on like season 4 now, and now we're going to go back and start the show that actually spawned that spinoff.
Oh, is it?
Well, Good Omens. When is that starting?
You know what? That's interesting. Maybe that's
you
why.
guys haven't seen it yet?
No.
Oh, that's right. It's because it's on Prime. Yeah, it's out. You need to see it. It's great. That's what my joke was about. They had a big online petition to get it canceled from Netflix. The big joke there is it's not on Netflix. It's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. I knew that story.
Great. It's great.
I love that story because it's like, dumb people. But I also love that on Twitter. What was it? Netflix said, "Yeah, okay, sure, we'll listen to you. We'll cancel Good Omens," and then Amazon said, if they cancel Good Omens, we're going to cancel Stranger Things. Yeah. Anyway, it's very funny.
It was good.
Covert Nerd said, by putting it on Netflix, DC is signaling the end of the app. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, that's Definitely. Not a good sign.
Yeah.
Well, partially, because WB still apparently has their own streaming app that they're going to launch at some point. Their own streaming service.
Man, yeah.
Haven't they had their own streaming service?
No, well, they get DC Universe, but no, that was one of the stories around like the Swamp Thing cancellation and all this, and kind of speculation is that they plan on launching a streaming service. So everybody.
I'm sorry, I was thinking CW. That's what it was. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. The WB. So, sorry, the frog pops in my head every once in a while.
Yeah. That was Tiny Toon Adventures, wasn't it? Wasn't that frog from that?
Well, before, I don't know what CW actually is now, but before it was CW, at least in this area, it was WB, which, I mean, yeah, Tiny Toon Adventures was a Warner Brothers thing, but there was the WB station, and all their little like promo things were the stupid singing cartoon frog.
Right.
Lucifer, I'm going to have to look at... Okay, Matt D says, Lucifer TV show is nothing like comic, more like police procedural, hoping they don't make Sandman into Dream Realm CSI.
Well, that's why I'm kind of excited that Neil Gaiman is going to still be...
He's executive producing, so that's good.
Like, even his the Doctor Who episodes, I think, are some of my favorites. And the guy's just a genius, so I'm hoping... I don't think he would let that happen.
Maggie agrees with you. Yeah, I mean, if he's depends how much control he has over it, but he's connected as an executive producer. So
I'm gonna say Nightmare in Silver is not my favorite Neil Gaiman Doctor Who, but it wasn't his fault. It was.
Yeah, I mean, anytime there's a Neil Gaiman Doctor Who episode that's not so great, there's usually like that where there's tons of rewrites and it was just kind of a mess on the production end. From what I've heard.
And Moffat screws everything up.
We're still mad at him.
Amaresh, I do not know what you're on about, honestly. Okay, what's Midnight TV series? And I would prefer the talk show because girls come with pretty dress than Midnight TV series. Thank you for listening. I'm glad you're here. I feel like we are having a different conversation, but that's okay. So that's all I got for the news, but I knew Melanie would be super excited for that one.
I am. I mean, I am. I'm scared too, but
I'm okay. So I don't have the expectations you do, but I'm excited for it. I'm excited that Netflix grabbed it. It does mean bad things for the DC Universe app, although I do imagine this is why it's being reported that Netflix had to pay a ton of money to get the rights to it. But they also, I mean, speaking of Lucifer was canceled. Netflix picked it up, and Netflix is producing new Lucifer, I believe.
Right. I think there might be this is either the last season or there's one more season, and then it's done. But yeah.
Alvin says they're in so much debt. They are. I don't know how they can continue on, but I'll take it. Netflix, keep burying yourself in debt. I like the shows you're giving me.
Right.
I watch
Just
so
don't
many shows
let Disney buy you out. Be careful.
Yeah, don't do that. But I don't know. I mean,
well, the Stranger Things is going to start in a couple days, so they'll be fine.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I know.
So, here's what I want. Netflix is going to have to make some serious moves and go even further into debt. Maybe, since Disney took back the licenses to some of their good superhero shows, maybe Netflix starts making some moves now that the DC Universe app seems like it's in question. Come on, Netflix. I want a Netflix DC Universe because that would be...
Doom Patrol on Netflix, that'd be...
Yeah. Perfect. Because every time there's a DC something where it's going to be like, this is the dark, gritty comic book thing. No.
Unless it's the Punisher. That's not going to necessarily work.
The Marvel Netflix shows are what any of the DC shows should have been when they're like, this is the dark, gritty DC. That's what they should have gone for.
Right.
Legion of Superheroes on Netflix, Matt D says.
That could be fun.
Alvin says, I believe they just asked for a loan again recently. Sandman's costing them money. They need a loan.
Right. Well, and earlier in the chat, Covert Nerd Lee posted that a rate increase is probably in our future, which we're getting used to that. It's almost gotten to the point where it's almost like stamps from the post office. It's like, yeah, it's going up just whenever they decide.
Paul Harder III said he makes a good. Okay, so he says DC has Hulu, or I'm sorry, I'm mixing this all up. Disney has Hulu, So DC Warner Brothers ought to partner with Netflix. That would actually be super smart because, I mean, Warner Brothers, you've been trying it in the box office. How well has it worked out when you try to go head to head against Disney money? Like, it would make sense for one of these instead of trying to go like directly against something like Disney to partner with Netflix in some way. So Forever Stamp's equivalent for Netflix would be Netflix Forever.
I don't know. It didn't work for Batman Forever. That was the last time they used Val Kilmer.
Covert Nerd, I agree with you. Why try to create something that's already made? I mean, yeah. You can't beat the mouse? Nope. Especially since they own everything. They own the world now. Or 40% of it.
Yeah. So how much would DC and Netflix be if they joined forces? Would they equal 40%?
No, I don't know. Well, okay, when does the Disney streaming service actually launch? I have a feeling that's really like when that launches.
That'll be the game changer for Netflix because they've been kind of king of the hill for a long time.
Yeah, I have a feeling if they launch and they get picked up as strongly as, I don't know, you would think maybe they do. If they do as well, if they take a big enough chunk of the streaming market, yeah, I think that would be a game changer. And I think you probably would start to see, I don't know. It just depends. Like I have a feeling some of these companies are waiting to see what happens when Disney launches their service.
What are they going to have though? Because in my brain, all I see is Disney Channel, and I don't watch any of that crap. Nobody wants to watch that crap.
No, but they own
so many movies now because
they own Warner Brothers. No, they don't own Warner Brothers. They own Fox. A lot of the Fox properties. Sorry, go ahead.
So.
Oh, I'm sorry. I felt like I cut Jesse off. I thought he was.
Oh no. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, but so those are movies that are already made, or they're going to have to pay to make more movies, right?
No, yeah. Covert Nerd makes a point here. Like this is exactly like kind of what I was getting at. Netflix needs to go to all the other networks that don't have a streaming service and try to partner up. It's the only way Netflix will survive in the long run. No, I feel like especially if Disney launches their service, and yeah, to touch on your point, Melanie, like Disney owns so many different production companies and stuff. Like they have way more things in their library than I think we realize. But yeah, if they launch and they take a serious chunk out of the market, I think it would be smart for not just for Netflix, but also for some of the other services. Like, I don't know, CW app.
Right. Yeah.
Go back to Netflix CW. I know there's some CW stuff on there, but
well, and they had a good partnership with Hulu for a long time. Like what they would do is they'd drop a full season on Netflix after about a year or so, but first they would release the weekly stuff on Hulu, like the next day or whatever. So I was watching all my shows on Hulu until they switched over to their own app. And it's like, well, they just keep dividing down their brand to the point where it's like, I need 17 apps just to watch a DC show, I mean, like, because some of them are on their CW Seed app. So if I want to go watch the original run of Constantine, then I gotta go download a different CW app just to do that. And that just seems ridiculous.
Matt D says Disney has their movies plus MCU plus now Fox characters. Their catalog would be huge. Covert Nerd said this is in reference to Netflix. They need to partner with CBS, NBC, CW, Nickelodeon, and others. Yeah, and that's not even taking into account, Hulu. And I don't know how much of the market Amazon has, because Amazon I'm the least familiar with. Right. But I mean, that's a chunk of the market. And Amazon's interesting because do they have ties to other media networks? Because I know Hulu is essentially owned by various media companies anyway.
And that's probably why some of these things are getting pulled.
I think HBO will survive as long as it always has at least that one amazing show that everybody has to watch, and that they're really good at that. So,
yeah, I think now that Game of Thrones is gone, this, regardless what happens with the other streaming services, this is definitely the time to see how HBO's HBO Now and all that will hold up.
You know who desperately needs to partner up with you I just said it with Netflix is YouTube. I mean, I need Cobra Kai in front of people's eyeballs, because that is a show that's incredible and no one's seen it.
Covert Nerd says Amazon is starting to get more content, and they have extremely deep pockets that they do. Paul says Amazon likes to offer the hard to find stuff. Amazon has a series that I really want to see. I don't think it's done yet, but it's what is it called? I don't know, but it's by the guy that directed Drive, and he's directing every episode. It's going to be like a 12-hour long movie. Oh God, I gotta see it.
Yeah, they have kind of like destination viewing. They're almost like HBO, but not quite to that level. You know, like they don't have a Game of Thrones yet, but they have things like Good Omens, and they have things like The Tick and stuff like that, where it's like, oh, that'd be interesting if you already have a Prime membership.
I think maybe that's Prime's advantage, is that they like the DC Universe app, only something a lot more people would use. It's connected to something other than just the streaming service,
right?
People agree with, I think, your YouTube idea, Jesse. Paul says, Jesse, yes. Covert Nerd says, great idea, Jesse. Google doesn't want Disney to dominate. Yeah, I don't think Google would definitely.
I think YouTube should partner with anybody, because I will never, ever, ever pay anything for YouTube to watch something on YouTube. That's crap, and
it's a bizarre business decision, really.
Yeah. But the other thing I was going to say is Amazon, though. I mean, I guess they make some. Amazon's like a cheater. I feel like they look over at other people's papers and they're like, well, I'm gonna do what they did, and then I'm gonna turn it in before they do or something. So that I don't know. I don't like Amazon. I don't like the way they do stuff. It seems cheap to me.
There's more truth to that than that extends to a lot that Amazon does, because I recently, and I don't remember but heard a very similar argument about how Amazon handles just the selling of stuff. They do similar type things because they get a lot of retailers have to, like, now, especially small ones, have to go through Amazon. They become Amazon marketplace retailers. Right. So Amazon has overview of how essentially what would be the competition is selling stuff. And so then they can kind of get an unfair advantage because all these smaller retailers have to go through Amazon. So they have kind of inside info anyway.
Yeah, they know what they're charging. So they're like, I'll just charge $1 less.
When do you think they're already dipping into the eBay game with that. So at what point do you think eBay has to call it a day and just give up to Amazon? Or do you think eBay is strong enough in what they do?
I think eBay's strength lies in, they seem less, I mean, I don't know. I've never had any experience trying to sell anything through Amazon or setting up a marketplace, but I feel like eBay's advantage is it still has a little bit more garage sale tone. There's just less checks and balances. I mean, there's checks and balances, but there's a lower barrier to entry.
I feel like if anything's going to get rid of eBay, it's going to be like those crap apps like Wish or something, you know?
That's a good point. Yeah. Let's see. Dank Diary says, I pay for YouTube, but I've been on since 2007. I do not pay for YouTube. Nope. Not paying for YouTube.
Nope.
In fact, YouTube, you should be paying me.
Yeah, they really should be. They really should be.
Let's see. Maggie says it's a monopoly. Alvin says, last time I checked, Netflix owes $20 billion after 2017 or 2018. Not sure when. Paul says eBay's strength lies in China. Smile, laughy, cry, roll face. I don't know what you call that emoji. Rolling on the floor laughing is what it would be. Okay. Covert Nerd says, wow, Alvin, that's a big number.
I like that last time I checked, Netflix was. How often do you check Netflix's financial situation? That's an interesting.
Yeah, Netflix's debt pops up in the news a lot. It is something that I don't know. I think people are fascinated by, because it seems like they're making so much money, but they do funnel so much money into production of shows and stuff. Matt D says, "Okay, going to make a political joke on this. All right, watch out, everybody. Don't get upset. But when is Teddy Roosevelt going to break up these monopolies?"
That man needs another term. I'm still waiting for his next run. Because nothing kills Teddy Roosevelt. Nothing.
Dank Diary says, I have some stock, so good info. Teddy Roosevelt has Matt D's vote.
Yeah, we need to just like make a robot and make him president or something.
Robot Teddy Roosevelt for 2020.
Yeah.
And he runs on the Democratic ticket. I can't wait to see that debate. Hello, fellow humans.
Yeah, or we could just do like Futurama style and then like clone their heads or something.
He's just the heads.
Matt D says that's if Melanie drops out of running.
Yeah,
because you were going to run for president, remember?
Yeah. I'm not saying.
Maggie says, expanding on Melanie's comment, I don't believe Wish will trump eBay.
I don't think they're going to trump them, but I think Wish is not the only app like that. There's a lot of them, but they have the garage sale thing that Randy was talking about. So if something is going to run eBay out of business, it's going to be things like that because they're cheaper, they're faster, it's crappier probably, but it fulfills that little like I don't know, thrill that people get from crap shopping. I don't know.
Well, Maggie says she uses both, and you shop one or the other for certain products, which kind of makes sense. Also, we've got several things here. Oh, Covert Nerd says Facebook Marketplace is cutting into eBay's garage sale market.
Yeah, but they probably are more like Craigslist, like where you could buy like a box of meat from a corner or something, It's a little sketchier.
Facebook's also getting into this game too.
Yeah, that's Facebook Marketplace, but that's more. It's generally, I could be wrong, but it seems more local.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like a Let Go type thing, if that's still an app people use.
Or a Craigslist thing.
Or Craigslist, yeah.
When is Craigslist just going to give it up?
I feel like it's...
Like that's where you go for like if you are desperate. Like Craigslist is a little more desperate eBay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so there's one thing people were talking about that I want to... Covert asks, when is Melanie going to announce her run for president? Maggie says, I will vote for her. Matt D says, yes, she needs to embrace the pet insurance platform.
I do. Well, first I have to find enough, people to donate a couple $1 million so that I have a chance at all.
So that you can even get into the debate.
Yeah, my like $2.87 I have in my bank isn't really going to get me too far.
Well, I got nothing. You're right. You have to have millions of dollars to run for president. It's America. So, yeah. Dank Diaries says I can send stuff to talking about on Facebook Marketplace. I can send stuff to shipping at the end. Same with Let Go, offer up. Maggie says, as a vet, I will tell you, most pet insurance is a serious racket. Maggie,
I believe it. I believe that.
I believe
Maggie?
It. That's Maggie. Yeah, that's Maggie.
Okay.
That's her name. Her name for that's her and her husband's podcast handle for their upcoming podcast.
Oh, okay.
Cellmates.
Which, speaking of 2-minute warning, we are coming up on the 2:00 hour, and that's when we usually wrap this thing up.
We do. I do want to add, Maggie, all insurance, all health insurance is a serious racket.
Yeah.
All right. People want to know more about this animal insurance racket, this pet insurance racket. People are very curious about it.
Okay.
Well, that's what we'll talk about on Wednesday, along with our homework movie.
Yeah, and I want to find out where I can get some like black market insulin for my cat.
Oh, we're referencing something that I'd never posted the replay of that episode because that episode was kind of a mess. But yeah, we're referencing the missing episode.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so movie homework. Also, I'm sure you guys recall, many of you here were here before, but we are not weekly or we're not daily anymore. We're dropping down to 3 days a week. So we will be back. I'm sorry, everybody. I know that sucks, but we will be back Wednesday. Let's add some pet vet movies, Alvin says. Okay, so I don't remember where this came about, who recommended it, but I'm thinking we're going to do Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse because I've never seen it. It looks very interesting to me, and it's on Netflix now. So if you all want, before Wednesday, watch Spider-Man. Yeah, it's on Netflix now.
Is that animated?
Oh, that's what Maggie's first podcast is on.
Ooh, that's a good one for animation because that's the thing that
Yes.
fascinates me most about it. I'm super excited to see that. So then I'll be okay. So here's what you do. If you haven't seen it already, watch Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse this, tonight or tomorrow. We're going to come back on Wednesday at 1:00 p.m. Central Time, and we're going to discuss it. So we'd love to have you all join us and discuss the movie. And then you all can come back on the 14th. Let me check my notes. I made a note of it, Maggie. On the 14th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time and listen to Maggie and her husband discuss the animation.
Yes.
Awesome sauce.
So you follow Maggie to find her show.
Yeah, it's almost like
not
we
gonna be on
planned
it
it that way, but there's no way we could have planned it that way because we didn't know.
Nope. But it works.
Holy
It's
moly.
one of those things.
Serendipity. That's
As
not how people pronounce that.
It's you gotta as a lot of podcasters I edit say you gotta listen to the universe.
Yeah.
And Matt D says it's synergy, and that's true.
It is synergy. I'm sorry, Adil MD, who just joined and requested to call in, which I'm not a big fan of people doing. We're ending the show literally right now, so I'm gonna have to decline your call. I apologize. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a good Monday. Find us here on Castbox. Find the Grawlix Podcast and Grawlix Cinematic Universe, or you can go to grawlixpodcast.com. It's GRAWLIX podcast.com. And hey, we dropped a new episode on Grawlix Podcast today, so go check that out. Have a good Monday and Tuesday, everybody.
Bye.
Oh, yeah, it's the After Credits Rambles.
Hey, Cellmates Pod on Instagram. Check it out.
I am actually going to check that out literally right now.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks to everybody in the chat. You guys, we have some local people in the chat. We have Lee from Covert Nerd. We have Paul is from Moose's Marvelous Wood Burnings, where I got a rad Ram Man this weekend. So yeah,
I did not know that.
yeah.
Awesome.
I thought I was going crazy because I'm like, that doesn't seem Maggie. That doesn't seem Maggie. Why does he keep calling that person Maggie?
No, yeah, I know.
That's why I can't be late.
Maggie, I just followed you. You know what? You're about to get like 3, possibly 4 Instagram follows because I have a lot of accounts. So I'll be there. All right. I suppose we should end the stream, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. Well, hey, you two. I will talk to you two later, and everybody else, we'll talk to you Wednesday.
See you guys
Back
Wednesday.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.